Welcome back to Statistics Made Simple. I'm Savita Valsang, and in this video I'll be solving the first unit test paper which was conducted by the PU board for the second PUC students. So let's find the solutions for the questions in this question paper. Starting with section A, choose the correct answer from the choices given. The first question, demography means subdivision A, study of plant, B is study of human population, C, study of animals, and D is study of society. So each of these questions in the first main, it carries 1 mark, and the answer for demography is the study of human population. The second question, index for 2020 is 120 as compared to 2015. Then what is the index for 2015? So observe that in this question, 2015 is the base year and 2020 is the current year. So we all know that the base year index is 100. So the answer is subdivision B, 100. Second main is match the following. The size of the cohort is nothing but 1 lakh, and it is also called as the radix. The factor reversal test is satisfied by Fisher's index number, and the seasonal variation is measured by what are called as seasonal indices. The third main is fill in the blanks by choosing the appropriate answer from those given in the bracket. Each of these questions will carry 1 mark. So the sixth question, generally the childbearing age of women is, so the answer which you have to pick is 15 to 49 years. And the graph of the time series is called as the historygram. So please be careful with the spelling. It is not histogram, but it is historygram. Next, let us move on to the fourth main. Answer the following questions. Each of these questions carry 1 mark and there are 2 of them. Eighth one, state the relation between Laspeyres, Paches and Dobbish-Bowley price index numbers. So the answer is Dobbish-Bowley index number is the arithmetic mean of Laspeyres and Paches price index numbers. The ninth one, write one cause of irregular variation. So the answer can be any one of the following. You have tsunamis, it can be floods, fires, it can be lockouts, can be strikes, earthquake, etc. So you can just write any one of the causes of irregular variations. Usually they are incidents which cannot be predicted. Section B, fifth main, answer any 3 of the following questions. Each of these questions carry 2 marks. 10th one, write down both the explicit formulae of infant mortality rate and maternal mortality rate. So infant mortality rate is IMR, which is equal to number of deaths among infants in a year divided by number of live births in a year into 1000. Similarly, we have MMR, which is the maternal mortality rate, which is number of deaths occurring to women during childbirth divided by number of live births in a year into 1000. The 11th question, why Fisher's index number is called as an ideal index number? There are 4 conditions. You can write any 2 of them. First one, Fisher's index number satisfies TRT and FRT. So TRT is a time reversal test and FRT is the factor reversal test. Second, Fisher's index number is free of bias. There are another 2 points, that is, it is based on the geometric mean, which is considered as the best average. And the 4th condition is that it takes into consideration the prices and quantities in the base year and the current year. So out of these 4, you can write any 2 of them. The 12th question, mention the steps involved in the construction of consumer price index number. There are 4 steps. The first one is defining the purpose and scope. Second is conducting the family budget inquiry and selecting the weights. Third is obtaining the price quotations. Fourth is computing the index numbers. And there are 2 methods, that is the aggregative expenditure method and the family budget method. You have to write all these 4 points for 2 marks. 13th question, diagrammatically represent the business cycle with the stages. So first you can draw a horizontal line and then you need to draw the sine wave. So this horizontal line depicts normal. And then here at the beginning of the sine wave, you can write prosperity. The next step is recession. Then the dip here, that is called as depression. And then you have recovery. So it's beneficial if you draw the direction. So these are the 4 phases of the business cycle. 14th question, compute semi-averages from the data given below. In the first column, you have the years from 2015 to 2020. And in the second column, you have sales in thousands, 55, 50, 60, 65, 60, and 70. So the years are usually denoted by X and the sales are denoted by Y. Let me first write given n equal to 6. So small n stands for the number of years and 6 is an even number. Now you have to divide the data into exactly 2 parts. So if I do that, that is here, we are dividing the data into exactly 2 parts. Then what we have to do is we have to find out the semi-averages, which is also called as the trend values. So we have to find out the semi-average for this first part and write it corresponding to the middle year. That means the middle year for these 3 years is 2016. So you're supposed to add 55, 50 and 60 and then you divide by 3. So if you do that, you will get 55. This 55, it should be written corresponding to the middle of these 3 years. That means corresponding to 2016, you write the value 55. Similarly, for the second half, that is 2018, 2019 and 2020, we have to find out the semi-average, which is 65 plus 60 plus 70 whole divided by 3. So after simplification, you will get 65. Now this 65 should be written corresponding to the middle year 2019. So the positioning is important, otherwise you'll be losing 1 mark. So the semi-averages are 55 and 65 and they should be written corresponding to their middle years, that is 2016 and 2019 respectively. Section C. Sixth main, answer any two of the following questions. Each of these questions will carry 5 marks. So the 15th one, calculate total fertility rate from the following data. In the first column, they have given age group in years from 15 to 19 up to 45 to 49 and the corresponding female populations and the number of live births in each of these age groups are given. Now let us start with the formula for TFR, that is TFR is equal to 5 times summation quinquennial ASFR. This formula will carry 1 mark and we also need to write the formula for ASFR. So where ASFR is equal to number of live births occurring to women in a specific age group divided by average population of women in the specific age group into 1000. So as an example, let me show you how to calculate the ASFR for the age group 15 to 19. This will be 480 divided by 16,000 into 1000 and when we simplify we get the value as 30. So 30 can be written in the last column, which is nothing but ASFR values. Similarly, find out ASFR for the other age groups. And if you take 2 places after the decimal after rounding off, we will get 56.07. The next value is 50. Then we have 40. Then we have 30, 10 and 4. Next, you compute summation ASFR. That means we have to add up all the ASFR values, which is 220.07. So therefore, TFR is equal to 5 into 220.07, which gives us TFR is equal to 1100.35. This is the final answer for TFR. Sixteenth question, compute crude birth rate and general fertility rate. The age groups in years are given and the corresponding male population, female population and number of live births for each of the age groups are given. I have formed a total row. Let us start with the crude birth rate. So I'll start with subdivision A. I'll write consider CBR is equal to number of live births occurring in a year divided by average population in a year into 1000. So when we calculate CBR, the average population will comprise of both the male population and the female population. So when we add up the male population values, we will get 66,000 and when we add up the female population values, we get 57,500. Now let us also add up the number of live births, which is 3050. So substituting in CBR formula, you will get CBR is equal to 3050 And in the denominator, you have to add the male population and the female population. That is 66,000 plus 57,500 into 1000, which is equal to 3050, divided by, you will get 1,23,500 into 1000. So after further simplification, you will get CBR is equal to 24.69. So you can just take two places after the decimal after rounding off. So this is CBR, that is the crude birth rate. The second subdivision, let us consider the general fertility rate. Now, when you calculate the general fertility rate, you have to consider only women in the childbearing age. So the formula you can write first, that is GFR is number of live births occurring to women in the childbearing age divided by average population of women in the childbearing age into 1000. So this is equal to number of live births occurring to women in the childbearing age is 3050 divided by, now when you make use of the average population of women in the childbearing age, you should consider the period only from 15 to 49 years. So if you add up the population for the age groups from 15 to 49 years, that is 15,000 plus when you add 11,500, you will get the total as 26,500. This is what should be used in the denominator here. So it is 26,500 into 1000. So when you simplify, you will get GFR is equal to 115.09. So you can again just take only two places after the decimal after rounding off. 17th question. Compute Paget's price index number from the following data. In the first column you have items, then you have the year 2016, which is divided into two columns, price and quantity. Similarly, the year 2020 is divided into price and quantity. So the prices and quantities for the base year 2016 and the current year 2020 are given. Next, what we have to do is the price in the base year. This you have to mark it as P0. The quantity in the base year is marked as Q0. The price in the current year is marked as P1 and the quantity in the current year is marked as Q1. Next, we have to write the formula for Paget's price index number. So how can you easily remember the formula for Paget's index number? So whether I write Paget's index number or Paget's price index number, it is one and the same. So the price index number is denoted by P01 because it is Paget's. Within brackets you write capital P. Always remember that for any price index number, we start with summation P1 divided by summation P0. Now remember that for Paget's index number, the weights are the quantities in the current year. So multiply the numerator and denominator by Q1 and multiply by 100. So this is the formula for Paget's price index number. Now let us find out the calculations for P1, Q1. So all you have to do is multiply 12 by 4. So you get 48. Similarly, the next value is 126. Then we have 20 and then you have 15. So when I find out the total, I'll get summation P1, Q1, which is equal to 209. Similarly, we have to find out P0 Q1. So it is 10 into 4, that is 40. Then next is 105, 30, and 15. In a similar way, find out summation P naught Q1, which is equal to 190. Now, if you substitute in the formula, you'll get, therefore, P01 of P is equal to summation P1 Q1, that is 209, divided by summation P0 Q1 is 190, multiplied by 100. So the final answer for Paget's price index number is P01 of P is equal to 110. So if you mark the columns correctly and remember the formulae for the different types of index numbers, then it is very easy to get full marks for a particular problem. 18th question. Calculate the trend values by finding 3 yearly moving averages. In the first column, we have the years, and in the second column, they have given sales in thousands of rupees. So first, let us start the problem by writing given. We write M is equal to 3. So M stands for the period of variation, and because they have asked us to calculate 3 yearly moving averages, M is equal to 3 and 3 is an odd number. So remember that whenever M is odd, we need to form only two columns. One will be the moving totals and the other will be the moving averages, which are also called as the trend values. Since the question is to find out 3 yearly moving averages, we first find out 3 yearly moving totals and then 3 yearly moving averages. If the question is find out 5 yearly moving averages, then you will have 5 yearly moving totals and 5 yearly moving averages, which are also the trend values. Now, first let us find out the 3 yearly moving totals. Now, you will see that whenever we calculate the 3 yearly moving totals, the first and the last trend values will be missing. So how do we calculate the first 3 yearly moving total? Add 120, 104 and 130. Now the middle for these 3 years is 2011. So corresponding to 2011, write 354. And when we divide 354, if we divide by 3, then we will get the trend value as 118. Similarly, next leave out 120 and then add 104, 130 and 126. So you will get 360. Now 360, if you divide by 3, you will get 120. Next, leave out the first two values, add 130, 126 and 145 and write it corresponding to their middle year. So the middle year for these 3 years is 2013. You will get the total as 401. 401, if you divide by 3, you will get 133.67. Similarly, leave out the first 3 values and add the next 3. So when you add 126, 145, 131, you will get the total as 528. 528 when you divide by 3, you will get 176. Then add the last 3 values and you will get the total as 402, which you divide by 3, you will get 134. So now let us write the conclusion. So check the values in the last column. You see that it increases and again it is decreasing. So we write the given time series fluctuates between an upward and downward trend. Section D. 7th main, answer any one of the following questions. So each of these questions carry 10 mark, and STDR is a very important question among the 10 markers. The 19th question, for the following data compute STDRs, that is standardized death rates, and comment. So they have given us the age groups in years. Village A's population and deaths are given. Village B's population and deaths are given for each of the age groups, and the standard population is given. Now the first step is to mark the standard population column as capital P, and you'll see that we will need the total of the standard population. So if you compute that, you'll get summation P is equal to 24,000. So it's very important that you mark the standard population as capital P. Now let us start with the solution. Let us write the formula for STDR of A. STDR means it is standardized death rate for village A. It is summation PA divided by summation P. And similarly write the formula for STDR of B, which is summation PB divided by summation P. Now this A and B which you see, they are nothing but the ASDRs. That means age specific death rates for village A and for village B. So it's important that you write what is ASDR formula. It is number of deaths occurring in a specific age group in a year divided by average population in a specific age group in a year into 1000. So STDR formulae will carry 1 mark and ASDR formula will carry 1 mark. Summation P when you compute, that is 24,000, will carry another mark. So now let us calculate ASDRs, that means age specific death rates for the villages A and B. So let me show you an example. So how do we calculate ASDRs for the first age group? So ASDR for village A for the age group, that is 0 to 20. There's no need to show all the calculations. I'm just showing it so that you understand how to calculate. This is nothing but deaths, that is 56, divided by the population, that is 4,000, multiplied by 1,000. Okay, so if you do that, you will get the ASDR value as 14. So then you write 14 here. Similarly, if I want to calculate ASDR for village B for the first age group, so ASDR for village B for the age group 0 to 20, how will you calculate it? It is the deaths, which is nothing but 64, if you see the table, divided by 8,000 into 1000. That will give us the value 8. So you can write 8 here. Similarly, you calculate all the ASDRs for village A. You will get 4, then you will get 9, and then you will get 31. Similarly, for village B, the ASDR values are 3, 8, and 30. Now form two more columns. So that is PA and PB. So ASDRs for village A and village B will carry 1 mark each. Then you have to calculate PA and PB. These two columns will carry another 2 marks. So how do you calculate PA? So 14 you should multiply with 5,000, which is the standard population value for the age group 0 to 20. So when you do that, you will get 70,000. Similarly, the next value is 32,000, 54,000, and 1,55,000. So this is a very important question. So please make sure that you do the calculations on your own. So when you add up all these PA values, summation PA is 3,11,000. Similarly, PB value. So when this 8 is multiplied by 5,000, which is the standard population for the age group 0 to 20, you will get 40,000. Similarly, next you will get 24,000, then 48,000, 1,50,000. Then calculate summation PB, add up these values, you'll get 2,62,000. Now let us compute STDR of A. So STDR of A formula, if you remember, it is summation PA divided by summation P. So 3,11,000. This you divided by 24,000. So on simplification, you will get 12.96. Similarly, calculate STDR of B, which is 2,62,000 divided by 24,000. So you will get 10.02. So STDR of B is 10.92. I'm sorry. Now let us write the conclusion. So how do you write the conclusion for a problem based on STDR? So STDR is the standardized death rate. So for whichever village or town or city the STDR is lower, it means that particular village, town or city is healthier. So among the two STDRs, whichever is lesser, you start with that first. So you can write since STDR of B is less than STDR of A. So we conclude that village B is healthier. So it's important that you write the reason why a particular village, town or city is healthier. The 20th question. For the following data show that Fisher's index number satisfies time reversal test and factor reversal test. So the items are given. Then for the year 2080, the price and the quantities are given. And for 2022, the price and the quantities are given. Again, this particular question, that is to show Fisher's index number satisfies TRT and FRT, is again a very important question. Now the first step is to mark the columns correctly. So 2018 is the base year and 2022 is the current year. So the price in 2018, you should mark it as P0 and the quantity in 2018 is marked as Q0. Similarly, the price in 2022 is marked as P1 and the quantity in 2022 is marked as Q1. So mark the columns correctly. Next, to do the time reversal test and the factor reversal test, you will see that we require all these 4 columns. So these 4 columns and the totals will carry 4 marks each. So let us find out P0, Q0. That means 18 into 4. So you will get 72. Similarly, the next value is 75. 42 and 72. When you add up these P0, Q0 values, you'll get summation P0, Q0 is 261. Next, find out P1, Q1. That is 20 into 6 is 120. Similarly, 18 into 10 is 180. Then you'll get 100 and 128. Add up these values, that will give summation P1, Q1, which is equal to 528. Next, we calculate P1 Q0, that is 20 into 4 is 80. Next, you will get 90, then 60 and 96. So, summation P1 Q0 is equal to 326. Next, compute P0 Q1, that is 18 into 6 is 108. Next is 150. Then you have 70, 96. So when you add up these, you will get summation P0 Q1, which is equal to 424. So do these computations correctly. Out of 10 marks, 4 marks are for all these totals. So let us first start with the time reversal test. So subdivision A, write TRT. The condition, that is P01 of F into P10 of F is equal to 1. This will carry 1 mark. So let us first write Fisher's price index number. So that is P01 of F is equal to root of It is the product of Laspeyres and Paget's index number without the 100. So it is root of summation P1 Q naught by summation P naught Q naught into summation P1 Q1 divided by summation P naught Q1. Similarly, write the formula for P10 of F, which is equal to, so in this formula, if you replace 1 by 0 and 0 by 1, we get root of summation P0 Q1 divided by summation P1 Q1 into summation P0 Q0 divided by summation P1 Q0. Most important is you should not consider 100 when you're doing the time reversal test and factor reversal test. Now with P01 of F and P10 of F, you have to multiply both these terms. So what you will get is therefore P01 of F into P10 of F is equal to, draw a long square root and replace all these summations by their respective totals. So totally there are 8 totals. You have to substitute all of them correctly. So first we have summation P1 Q naught, that is 326, divided by summation P0 Q naught is 261 into summation P1 Q1 is 528 and summation P0 Q1 is 424 into, now we have to multiply these 4 terms. Summation P0 Q1 is 424 divided by summation P1 Q1 is 528 into summation P0 Q0 is 261 divided by 326. So you'll see that all the terms will get cancelled and what will remain is nothing but root of 1, which is equal to 1. So you have got P01 of F into P10 of F is equal to 1. So you can write therefore Fisher's index number satisfies TRT. So like I already mentioned, 4 marks are for the 4 totals. P01 of F into P10 of F, this condition will carry 1 mark. And then to prove this entire result, it will carry 2 more marks. So totally we have covered up to 7 marks out of 10 marks. Let us now start with the next subdivision, FRT, that means factor reversal test. The condition is P01 of F into Q01 of F. Q01 of F means Fisher's quantity index number. So when you multiply Fisher's price index number with its quantity index number, we should get summation P1 Q1 divided by summation P0 Q0. So this condition will carry 1 mark. Now again write the formula for P01 of F, which is root of summation P1 Q0 by summation P0 Q0 into summation P1 Q1 by summation P0 Q1, and again you have to ignore the 100 for FRT. Now write down Q01 of F formula. This is also very easy. In this above formula, where you have P, you replace it by Q, and Q you replace it by P. But the 1s and 0s remain as it is, and so you will get Q01 of F formula. Now you need to multiply both. So find out P01 of F into Q01 of F, which is equal to, again draw a long square root, and you have to replace all these summations by their respective totals. So summation P1 Q0 is 326, summation P0 Q0 is 261 into summation P1 Q1 528 and summation P0 Q1 is 424 into, now move on to Q01 of F. So summation Q1 P0. So summation Q1 P0 will be the same as summation P0 Q1. The order is different, but the total will remain the same. So for summation Q1 P0, you will substitute 424, and summation Q0 P0 will be 261 into summation Q1 P1 is 528, and summation Q0 P1 is 326. So you'll see that 326 will get cancelled, and then you have 424 getting cancelled. So what will remain now is root of 528 into 528 is written as 528 divided by, in the denominator you have 261 into 261, so it's written as 261 whole square. So 528 into 528 is written as 528 square, and 261 into 261 is written as 261 the whole square. Then the square and the root will get cancelled. So what will remain is P01 of f into Q01 of f is equal to, what remains is 528 divided by 261. So if you see the table, 528 is nothing but summation P1 Q1, and you will see that 261 is nothing but summation P0 Q0. So we had to show that P01 of f into Q01 of f is equal to summation P1 Q1 by summation P0 Q0. So this FRT condition will carry 1 mark, and proving all these steps will carry another 2 marks. So totally it's a 10-mark question. And then you can write, therefore, Fisher's index number satisfies FRT. Coming to the last section, section E, the 8th main, answer any one of the following questions. So each of these questions will carry 5 marks. 21st one, fit a linear trend of the type y equal to a plus bx for the following time series. So the years are given and the corresponding values are given. The first step is to mark the years as x and the value as y. And let us calculate summation y, which is equal to 113. Now I'll explain how to find out the remaining columns. Before that, let us start. I'll write given n is equal to the number of years. So 5 years are given, and within brackets you can write odd because 5 is an odd number. After that, let us write, let y equal to a plus bx be the linear trend. So the linear equation is also called as the straight line equation or the first degree equation. Now because there are two constants a and b, we will have two normal equations. So the next line you can write, the two normal equations are, the first one is NA plus B summation X is equal to summation Y, and second is A summation X plus B summation X squared is equal to summation XY. It is important that you practice writing the normal equations. They are important. It will help us to get the values of A and B. Now observe that the x values are all 4-digit numbers, and if we have to square them or cube them, the values are going to become even larger. So to avoid such a type of situation, what we do is we use a different formula for x. So whenever n is odd, x is nothing but deviation from the middle year divided by h. So what is the middle year? If you observe in the table, the middle year is 2020 and h is nothing but the difference between the years, which is 1. So what we'll get is deviation from 2020 divided by 1. which is nothing but deviation from 2020. So now take 2018, subtract it from 2020. You will get minus 2. Minus 2 divided by 1 is minus 2. Similarly, 2019 minus 2020 is minus 1. 2020 minus 2020 is 0, 1 and 2. You will always see that summation x should be equal to 0. Now, whenever you square a negative number, it becomes positive. Minus 2 square is 4. Then 1, 0, 1 and 4. So, you'll get summation x square is equal to 10. Next, find out x into y. Be careful with the signs. So, 20 into minus 2 is minus 40. Minus 14, 0, 23 and 30 into 2 is 60. Then calculate summation xy, which is equal to 29. So now let us substitute all the totals in the two normal equations. So consider the first normal equation, which was NA plus B summation x is equal to summation y. So you will get 5A plus B into 0 is equal to 113. So which implies 5A is equal to 113, or A is equal to 113 divided by 5, which is 22.6. Similarly, take the next normal equation. The next normal equation is A summation x, that is A into 0 plus B summation x square. So it is B into 10 is equal to summation xy, that is 29. So which implies 10b is equal to 29, or b is equal to 29 divided by 10. So you will get 2.9. Our aim was to find out a and b. Now you should substitute a and b in this straight line equation. So the last step is, therefore, the fitted linear trend equation is y subscript c is equal to 22.6 plus 2.9x. The 22nd question, calculate weighted price index number from the following data. Here they haven't specified whether it is weighted arithmetic mean index number or the weighted geometric mean index number. So I'll be finding out the weighted arithmetic mean index number. The commodities, the weights and the prices in the base year and the current year for all the commodities are given. So the first step is you can mark the weights as W. So it's important that when you see the word weights, you mark it as W. Then the price in the base year, you know that it is P0, and the price in the current year, you can mark it as P1. Now, because we are calculating the weighted arithmetic mean index number, let me write the formula. So I'll write the side heading as weighted arithmetic mean index number. I said you can also compute the weighted geometric mean index number. So the formula is, consider P01 of AM is equal to, it is summation WP divided by summation W, where you should write the formula for capital P. Capital P is the price relative, which is P1 by P0 into 100. So it's important that you write these two formulae. Next, you form two columns, that is P equal to P1 by P0 into 100. So it is 2700 divided by 1500 into 100. That will give us capital P, which is equal to 180. The next one is 142.86. I'm taking two places after the decimal after rounding off. Next is 166.67. Then you have 150 and 125. The last column is WP. So 35, if you multiply by 180, you will get 6,300. Similarly, find out the remaining WP values. So 2,142.9, 3,333.4, 1,500, 2,500. Then calculate summation WP, which is 15,776.3. So now the last step, we need to calculate P01 of AM. So therefore, P01 of AM is equal to 15,776.3 divided by summation W. So if you add up all the weights, you will get summation W as 100. So P01 of AM is equal to 157.76. So let me write the total here. Summation W. If you add up all these, you will get 100. Thank you all for watching. I do hope that me solving this unit test paper has cleared many of the doubts that you may have.